Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will be talking about communicating in groups and teams. We will learn about differences between a group and a team, the limitations of each, the strengths of each, and we will discuss group technique. Finally, we will finish with communication types. But first, we need to know the difference between a group and a team. What is a group? Julia Wood defines a group as three or more people who interact, depend on each other, and follow shared rules to reach a goal. We have focus groups, brainstorming groups, advisory groups, and decision making groups. Focus groups are used by companies to get an idea of what people think about an idea, a product, or an issue. One example of a focus group would be when a company uses children to get their reaction on newly developed toys. With brainstorming groups, we have the main goal of coming up with as many ideas or suggestions as possible. Members can bounce ideas off of each other and they can expand on ideas that others come up with. An example would be a fundraising group for the local Humane Society getting together to come up with fundraising ideas for the shelter. With advisory groups, members of the group provide ideas and suggestions to the leader, and the leader makes the final decisions. City leaders use advisory groups for development ideas in their area. Suggestions for parks, trails, and zoning issues are all used with advisory groups. For decision-making groups, the group has the authority to make the decisions. The group will discuss the issues at hand and they will come to a decision together. A process improvement team would be a decision-making group. They would discuss ways to improve various processes and implement the changes. Next, we look at teams. What is a team? A team is a special kind of group characterized by different and complementary resources of members and by a strong sense of collective identity, according to Julia Wood. We have project teams and quality improvement teams. With a project team, members combine their knowledge to reach a common goal. An accounts receivable team would work together to collect outstanding AR for their respective areas, but they would also work towards the goal for the department. A quality improvement team looks at processes and best practices, and they work to improve the quality within an organization. One example of a quality improvement team would be companies changing over to unlimited vacation time. Companies are finding that employees are more productive when they are not limited to time off. We do encounter some limitations when we are working in our groups. With time, it does take time to go through all the members to participate in giving their thoughts, responding to questions, and clarifying information. For social loafing, you will always encounter those members who do not put forth the effort they would if they were working alone. We have multiple strengths in our groups. We have greater resources, which means more people equal more ideas. We have the idea that multiple people involved would have more ideas to put towards the goal. This will give us more thorough thought. Members will feed off of each other's thoughts. We will also have heightened creativity. Working in groups enhances efforts and talents and strengths. We have enhanced commitment to decisions. Participating generates greater commitment. With the features of our groups, we have cohesion, group size, and power structure. Cohesion is the closeness among members of a group. With the group size, quality of communication is affected by the amount of people in the group. For power structure, we have power over and power to. Power over is the ability to help or harm others. Positive power over would be mentoring a team member. Negative power over would be assigning unpleasant tasks to a team member. Power to empowers others to reach their goal by giving positive feedback and recognizing achievements. For our interaction patterns, we have centralized and decentralized. For centralized, we have one or two people that hold the central positions. They facilitate a majority of the communication. So they would sit at the head of the table, and then we would have the other members of the group sitting around them, feeding their ideas to those members. For decentralized, it's balanced communication. They have a roundtable type discussion. So everybody would sit in a circular pattern around the table. For the methods of group decision making, we have the standard agenda. We would define the problem. We would gather the evidence and other information. We would establish criteria for a solution. We would create and evaluate the solutions. We would select and implement the best solution, and then we would monitor that solution to see if we get the expected outcome. For nominal group technique, the group would want to make a decision quickly. So we would have an introduction and an explanation. We would have silent generation of ideas, share those ideas with the group, have a group discussion about those ideas, and then we would rank and give the most favored ideas. Both techniques provide structure and move the group through a decision-making process. With our communication types, we have task communication, which provides ideas and information. It clarifies understanding. It evaluates ideas and asks for other ideas and feedback. Procedural communication follows an agenda. It coordinates the comments, it records the progress, and it regulates the participation. Climate communication encourages members to contribute and evaluate ideas. It emphasizes strength and progress. It recognizes members' contributions and resolves conflicts. It adds humor and also builds enthusiasm. Egocentric communication is a dysfunctional communication. It blocks productive discussion, sabotages a positive environment, it detracts from progress, and is self-centered. So in closing, we can see that there are many ways to go about accomplishing a goal within a group or a team. You will first need to evaluate your needs and decide the outcome you desire before you proceed. Not all groups are teams, but all teams are groups. Who will be your decision maker?